Why'd you call me here, Rex?
I wanted to talk.
What's there to talk about? It's done, isn't it?
Come. Sit down.
I have to arrest you, Rex.
Is that so? It's not your case after all. Orange juice. Your favorite.
Tina's favorite. So? Feel free to start explaining.
Do you believe that dice rolls are random?
What kind of a question is that, Rex?
Do you?
Yes, I believe dice rolls are random.
Pick a number. Are you serious? Humor me for a second, please, Bailey.
5.
Bad luck? Do you think that was chance?
Yes, I already said so. Now, if you don't start actually explaining very soon...
Okay, just hear me out. If I were to roll the dice again, right? The same starting position, air resistance, force, everything. Would it land on the same number again?
I suppose so.
So if the stimuli, the causes, are the same, the result always will be.
I don't see why it wouldn't. What does this have to do with anything?
It's just something I've been thinking about lately. I know you want an explanation, Bailey. And if you give me an hour, I can give it to you. Come on. Let's take a walk.
Why not here?
It's a long story, Bailey. You know I can never sit still. I guess it all started with that thing with Amanda Kimberly in college. Yeah. You remember that, right?
Yeah, I remember. That was rough.
I sleep with one girl while she's a little tipsy, and my life gets ruined. Kicked out of school, tagged as a sexual offender. Just because she regretted it the next day. I wasn't any less drunk than she was.
I know, Rex. I remember.
Yeah. Well, after I got kicked out of school, I went to go live with my mom. I hated that. That tiny, shitty apartment made me feel so choked.
Any luck today, Rexy?
No, Ma.
That's too bad. You should go see Gus. Have I told you about Gus?
Yes, Ma. You told me about him a month ago.
Gus is such a sweet guy. He runs a little warehouse downtown. You should ask him for work.
Yes, Ma.
Well, did you tell him I sent you? Gus always had a fondness for me, ever since high school.
Yes, Ma.
Well, did you have any luck with anyone else today?
No, Ma. No luck.
That's too bad. I'm thirsty. Could you get me some water, Rexy?
Yes, Ma.
Thanks, Rexy.
I never could say no to her. Never could watch her either.
Why didn't you tell me?
What were you gonna do? You were moving up in the police force and I was a registered sex offender. I couldn't get a job, couldn't help my mom. Soon I wasn't gonna be able to pay rent. How could I drag you into all that?
Hey, man. Heard you having some rent troubles.
Where'd you hear that?
You? We go to the same bar, man. Remember sat next to you a while back? Said you something about only having a couple weeks rent money left? Guess you don't remember. If you ever need to make some quick cash, come by my place. Apartment 120.
Wait, like high school Alec?
Yeah, one and the same. She's still going strong in the drug business all these years later.
Damn. Guess that explains why you were...
Yeah. She took me to this guy. They called him the Duke. Before we even go in, Alec recites a whole metric ton of protocol to follow. Don't speak without permission. Don't sit without permission. Biggest thing, she repeated this 3 or 4 times, was that you never say no to the Duke. We go in, and Mr. Duke says he's got a job perfect for me. Some drop by some sewers. Says Alec already knows. I guess you can figure out what happened next.
Yeah. I see.
Oxy. Emma, you like Oxy?
I've never done it before, but try it. I heard it can do
Sure. This will fuck you up way harder than that shit, alright? Take it.
Agree?
Yeah. You like it? Can I express it?
Alright, cool.
How you liking it, man?
It's alright. Not a big fan of crowds. How much have we made?
We're making money. $6K by my account. That's $2K for each of us once the Duke takes his cut. I don't know why we don't settle this town. Usually, they're freaking ravenous. Come on, let's get back out there. Shit! Police!
Shit! Damn it!
Come on! Man, we gotta get out! Let's go! Shit, man, sorry!
You have the right to remain silent! Fuck!
Rex?
Really?
What the hell are you doing here, man? Fuck! How'd you get into this shit? Huh?
It's not your fucking problem.
Not my fucking problem.
Get off of me! You said you cut me off. You don't want me dragging you down and shit.
For fuck's sake, it wasn't like that, Rex.
Just fucking shoot me already.
Officer Smith, what's your status? Over.
Doing fine here, Officer Willis. Got away. Meet you back at the squad car, over.
Roger that. On my way back now. Over.
It's against my better judgment. You get the fuck out of here right now. I better not see you in this shit again, okay? Go!
Hey, man. You know that cop?
Yeah. Old friend.
Oh, shit, man.
Come on.
You lucked out. Come on.
I remember how angry you were with me. Still think that way?
Nah, not really. I understand why you cut me off. Sex offenders aren't really good for reputations.
I still wish I could have.
I get it. You had your own life. You didn't need to get tied up in mine. And at least Tina still visited me now and again. Want to sit down?
Sure. There you go.
Orange juice. Just like your brother. How's he doing, by the way? I haven't seen him.
You haven't.
He told you.
And his sister. Of course he told me. Rex, what were you thinking?
I guess I wasn't thinking.
Don't lie to me, Rex.
You are not the kind of guy who just doesn't think.
Okay. I was thinking that I had 2 weeks worth of rent money left, and that was a very profitable line of work. And that was right.
Why didn't you just ask Bailey for some money?
He's made it clear he doesn't want me in his life anymore.
That's not true.
Yes, it is, Tina. He's moving up in the world. I'm just a parasite to him now. Dead weight. But, yeah. How's he doing? Other than that night, I haven't seen him.
He's been good. He might get a promotion soon. He's a really hard worker.
Hasn't changed. How's art school treating you?
Really nicely.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've learned a lot of techniques since last time you saw my work. I've even gotten to sketch live models occasionally.
Live models?
Yeah, models come in and they take a pose and we draw them right there.
Maybe I should come in and model for you sometime. You can show me you've progressed.
Really? I'd like that.
Remember when I used to bully you about drinking orange juice?
Oh my gosh, how long ago was that?
I don't remember. I must have been like 5th grade, and you were in like 1st or something.
Yeah, I remember. You said something about orange juice being a boy's drink and that girls weren't allowed to have any.
Yeah, and then there was that one time where I knocked it out of your hand, and I had to apologize to you and to the teachers and to your parents. God, I was such a jerk as a kid.
I don't know. It was kind of cute looking back. Hey Rex,
Yeah?
I've actually been thinking about you a lot lately.
Tina.
Look, I know what you said, but I can't help it.
Tina, not now.
Then when?
When I'm back on my feet, maybe I can't be thinking about relationships right now. I told you that.
I know what you said, but you've been off your feet for so long now, and I just thought maybe I could.
That you could help? I understand. You're a wonderful girl and you have a great life ahead of you, but not this. Not now. Please.
Rex, I love you.
Tina, I think you're a hormonal teenage girl who needs to focus on college. Believe me, I would love to try to, but I can't. Not now. Look, I'll get the bill, and I'll drive you home, okay?
It's okay. I can walk.
Tina! You ever play Nim?
No, I never heard of it.
It's an old Chinese game. Pretty interesting. You see, there are 4 rows, each with a different number of matches. Each turn, a player takes as many matches as they'd like, as long as it's from one row. So I could, for example, take 1 match. And if I wanted to, I could swipe all 7 from the last row. But I couldn't take 1 from row 2 and 4 from the last row. The object of the game is to not take the last piece, and to force your opponent to do so. Go first.
Should I just take as many as I want?
As long as it's from one row. I was just trying to do what was best for her.
I know.
You think I was wrong?
About what?
About not going with her?
I don't know, Rex. Could have been really good for you. Could have been really bad for her.
She said that she loved me.
She was young and stupid. She always had a crush on you ever since we were kids. Remember?
Yeah. I just wish I could have done something different.
The chance for that, unfortunately, has passed.
You lose.
No, I haven't.
You do. Keep playing.
Oh. I see.
You were actually going to lose right from the beginning of the game.
No need to boast, Rex.
I'm not. No matter what player 1 does, he's always going to lose.
What?
Yeah, there's a way that player 2 can play so that no matter whatever move player 1 makes, player 2 will always win.
What's the point of playing the game, then?
Yeah. I find that interesting. It's kind of like life, isn't it? No matter how the pieces are set up, player 2 is always going to win.
Life's not like that.
But isn't it? Yeah, everything's just set up before we're born.
No. I mean, sure, the pieces are already set up, but we still have to play the game.
No, but it's like Nim. No matter how player 1 plays, he's always going to end up on the losing end.
Life's not some Chinese stick game, Rex. Nim's a flawed game where one player will always come out as the winner, but life's not like that.
Who's to say? Who's to say life isn't a flawed game with a determined outcome?
I say it. I don't know whether you're trying to escape responsibility or not, but our choices are our own, and we have to take responsibility for what happens.
I didn't know what would happen.
It's still your fault.
I couldn't control it, Bailey.
Yes, you could have. You killed her.
How was I supposed to know Tina was going to be there? If I could have changed it, I would have. But I'm just like player one, just destined to lose.
Since when have you believed in destiny?
I don't think everything's destined. Just determined, maybe. Like there's a certain way that everything's gonna play out and there's nothing we can do about it. I just don't know if I ever really had a choice.
About what?
About anything.
What happened with Tina?
I'm sure you figured by now, but your warning didn't keep me away from crime. You know, I bagged 2 months worth of rent from that sale alone, despite it being broken up, but I needed more than 2 months worth. So I went back. The dude gave me this job for a robbery, some rich lady. He told me that this lady was some hoarder of valuable necklaces. Routine break-ins should be easy, I thought. And then he gave me the address. 3435 Forrester Lane.
My mom's house.
But you never say no to the Duke, so I didn't have much of a choice there. So I grabbed my piece and went out.
Tina, what was that?
I see.
It's haunted me every day since. I wish I could have done something else.
Why'd you have to shoot so fast?
I don't know. I was tense. It was a reflex. I wish I could have done something else.
Why'd you accept that damn job?
No, I couldn't rightly say no.
You could have tried.
How was I supposed to know Tina was going to be there that night? I couldn't have predicted that.
Why didn't you make another choice? Something else just happened.
There's nothing else that could have happened.
Of course there was.
Then name it.
I don't know. You could have not shot her. You could have missed.
No. Remember the dice? If the stimuli are the same, then the result always will be. It doesn't matter how many times you roll it. You could replay that scene over and over again, and it always ends with me shooting Tina.
I don't believe that. Rex, dice are not people. You could have chosen to do something else.
No. When I was born, I was set on a path that always ended with me shooting her. I'm sorry, Haley. I'm sorry.
Do you believe in the multiverse?
What?
The notion that for every decision, there's an alternate universe, infinitely.
No. I don't think so.
I do. There's gotta be a universe out there where things are just better. Where you didn't get into drugs. Where your mom didn't get addicted to heroin. Where Tina is still alive. There's gotta be one.
No, there isn't.
How would you know?
There's a play going on down the road. It should be going on around this time. I think it might help you see things the way that I do.
I don't know if I want to see things the way that you do.
Give me a chance, Bailey. Please.
Okay? Fine. What happened between, then and now?
I suppose you want to know. I went back to hide in my apartment afterwards. That was a mistake.
Maxie, don't do that. You nearly gave me a heart attack. Rexy? What's wrong? Rexy, what is it? Did you have any luck today?
No, Ma, I didn't have any luck today! I never had any fucking luck! Before you asking me again, yes, I went to Gus. Okay, I went to him 3 times. What do you remember? I read anything I've ever... You know what I did to him, Mom? I shot a girl. I shot an innocent fucking girl right in her fucking guts. What might need a fucking fix? I'll never say no anyways, and I just might as well just help you out. wake up, come on! Ma, come on, please! Please, Ma, please! Ma! Wake up, Ma, come on, please! Please, Ma! Ah! Hello? Hi. My name is,
Shit.
I know. So, of course, you couldn't go back to the Duke after my failure. I've just been running around and hiding for the past week.
I'm sorry, man. I had no idea.
No one does. It's fine to see.
Ah, me. Oh, woe is me. Ah, like a wither am I born. Ghost am I forsworn.
Ah. Oedipus Rex. A classic. You know the story?
Of course. King of Thebes, marries his mom, kills his dad, and then blinds himself because of it. Freud was real big into it, right?
That's the one. Tell me, do you think he deserved what he got?
No, I don't think so. He had no idea what he was doing.
Do you think he could have changed anything that happened to him?
I'm sure he could, yeah.
How?
He could have chosen a different path. You know, not gone to Thebes, or failed the Sphinx's riddle, not killed his dad. A whole bunch of different ways.
But he didn't know what he was doing.
He didn't have to. What if, perhaps, it could have just happened by chance?
All happened by chance, huh?
Yeah. Like, take for example the Sphinx's riddle. What if, when Oedipus guessed, he guessed wrong? Then the Sphinx would have killed him and the play would never have happened.
But would he have ever guessed wrong?
Of course. It was a guess after all.
No, but isn't it reasonable to say that, let's say you have a rewind button.
Okay.
No matter how many times you replay this scene, it's never going to turn out differently. Oedipus would have always come to the same conclusion because he always would have processed the question the same way. Even if it were a guess. There was something that made him favor his guess, and that something would be there regardless of how many times you play the event.
You're trying to say that no matter how many times, no matter which way Oedipus approached the question, he was destined, almost, to get it right?
Exactly. From the moment that the Sphinx asked him the riddle, he was going to get it right. Really, you could follow that string of events as far back as before he was born, and it would still work. Everything is going to work out a certain way because of the way that the world is set up and the choices that people make. No matter how far you go back, the same logic applies, and Oedipus would have always challenged the Sphinx and succeeded in the riddle.
What are you trying to get at here, Rex?
Well, if Oedipus was always going to do the things that he did do, then was any of it really any of his doing? Or was he just following a string of predetermined events, dominoes falling?
But, set up or not, it was still Oedipus making those choices. He was the one that came to Thebes. He succeeded in the Sphinx's riddle. Just because you could argue that he's always going to doesn't lessen the fact that it was still him doing it.
But doesn't it? All of his successes, all of his failures, all of his tragedies, they were just neurons in his brain firing off. All of his actions and reactions were just his brain weighing possibilities and determining outcomes. His path was determined, and so were all of the actions along the way. How could he lay claim to any of it if he was just following along a preset path? I guess my hour's almost up. Can we head back to your place?
Why?
I want to finish this in private.
Sure. Still taking you in. This is all done.
I know.
Come on. See if we can't get a cab. Where to? 902 Pumpkin Lane. All right. Hey. Why'd you call me out here to have this talk?
I'd been hiding around the city after the whole ordeal with my mom. I couldn't go back to the Duke. I was homeless. Eventually I ran into Alec again. She said she saw you snooping around the apartments. You looked like you weren't authorized enough to do that. So I thought that, maybe we should have one last talk before I went out. I should stop running.
Yeah, the department didn't give me your case, so I did some private investigating. I had to know what happened to Tina. Thanks for telling me.
Of course.
What's up? What'd you want to finish?
I just wanted to talk some more. Remember back at the play? I was talking about destiny and all that. Let's say a girl asks you out. You say no for whatever reason. If you were to replay that scene over and over again, would you ever say yes?
I mean, yeah, eventually. The law of infinite possibility and all that.
But what about the dice? No matter how many times you roll it, it's always 3.
That's different. People have brains. They can make decisions for themselves.
Oedipus, his actions are predetermined.
That's a play, Rex.
The same logic applies. Everything that I've done, everything that you do, it's just the path that's been set long before we were born.
They're still my choices, my decisions, even if they aren't predetermined.
But if they're predetermined, do they really matter?
Yes, they're still my choices.
But are they really your choices?
What?
You were born with a certain mix of genes, and you were brought up in a certain way. You were faced with certain events that shaped your decision-making. Given all of that, and all of the things that have happened up until now, if you were to replay that over and over again, you would always happen the same way. The fact that you said no to that girl is just a series of factors being played out. We can't measure them, but everything that you've done, and everything that everyone else has ever done, it's all just a predetermined path that's been set as long as the universe has existed. And if it's all just a predetermined path, then are any of our choices really choices?
Still, the thing is, Rex, all these choices, they're still ours. Even if we're being influenced by the past, it's our minds in the present that make these decisions.
But Our present is just an amalgamation of our past. You saying no to that girl, I could say that we could have determined that long beforehand. In fact, if you were to shift the perspective to the past, the only difference is that you saying no to that girl is the future. It's all just a preset path. It's all predetermined.
But even if this world always plays out in the same way, there's always another universe out there where something completely different happened.
Do you see how little sense that makes, Bailey? Rolling a dice in another universe doesn't mean that it lands on
Stop
something
with
other
the
than
dice, Rex. People are not dice. You and I are not dice. Okay? We have to take responsibility for our actions. That's not out of our control. It's our fault.
Do you think it's a domino's fault for falling over? That's all we are, just dominoes falling.
No, I don't believe that. There's always something we could do. There's something that we could have done. There's always something that we could have done that maybe could have kept Tina alive.
No, there isn't. It's not any of our fault, but there was nothing that we could have done. It was always going to happen that way.
Yes, there was. Okay? You could have come to me at any time. I would have helped.
I would have been a burden to you. I wouldn't have never done that.
Then you could have gone with Tina. She would have helped.
I didn't want to risk her.
You know what? Maybe I should have arrested you then. Huh? Maybe that would have been better.
You wouldn't have done that. We were too close.
Fine. Then what if you just said no to the dude?
I was too scared.
There's always something we could do. Okay? Now, what if you had just... Why didn't you just... There was always something that we could have... Why didn't you just... Why didn't you just... I don't know, you could have...
I shot Tina, Bailey! I was always going to shoot Tina from the moment I was born, okay?
I said shut
Can
up!
you get that through your thick skull?
Shut your
There's
fucking
nothing that we
mouth.
could have done. It's always going to happen that way.
No, shut the fuck up!
Tina was always going to die like that. There's no other universes, no other choices. I shot her!